Welcome in, everyone. This is the weekly reading. So we are going to tap into the upcoming week and just see what's going on, get some general information and guidance that can help you navigate the upcoming week and bring more ease and grace into your lives and obviously give some broader awareness, right? So this is for the second week of June. This is the 8th through the 14th. And this is a big week. We got a lot astrologically going on, so I definitely wanted to do a reading for this week and kind of see how all of this energy is going to play out, because there's a lot of different things moving and shaking for us. So let's go ahead and start, and then I'm going to do mainly oracle cards for this reading just to kind of get some overall energies and information. So on June 9th, the first kind of big event, and this is one of the top ones of the year, so make sure and note that down, is Venus conjunct Jupiter. We had Jupiter just change signs on the 2nd of June. Jupiter is now in Cancer. And then with it conjuncting Venus, this is being considered kind of the luckiest alignments of the year, one of the luckiest days. So we have Venus that's represents love, finances, relationships, right? Growth, generosity. We have Jupiter that's abundance, opportunities, luck. So, and you put them all together, right? We have some very blessed energy here. Miracles, blessings as kind of themes. Magnetic energies happening in relationships or love. So definitely, good time for relationships, good time for just general luck. And that's on the 9th. We then move to the 12th. And Uranus is going to be squaring the lunar nodes. This is a definitely intense energy. We have Uranus, which is major sudden changes, freedom, revolution, breakthroughs. Okay. And then we have the lunar nodes. So the nodes represent kind of destiny, fate, kind of overall purpose, right? Why we are here. So this can really trigger some kind of destabilizing energy, but this energy is helping us to awaken. It's helping us to release things that are not us, okay, or not aligned with us anymore, or are actually holding us back. This could be major course correction energy. So this is going to help you course correct if you're on the wrong course or you've been on the wrong timelines. And I've been talking a lot about timelines the last probably month or two. This is definitely fated, destined things that we need to align with, that needs to happen for us, that we need to experience. And yes, there's that alignment between fated versus free will, but that sort of energy is going to help us bring in breakthroughs and kind of lightly force us to consent, right, to the change, to making different shifts in our lives. And then on the 13th, the day after, we have Venus entering Leo. So Venus was in Cancer. So that was very emotional energy, but now we're moving into fire energy, which is bold Leo. It also represents confidence, creativity, passion, the eye, right? The eye energy taking us into the eye. So this is about being seen and being kind of passionate, creating, expressing who we really are and shining. And then lastly, this weekend, we have the new moon in Gemini. So new moons are about resets. What do we want to bring in? Then we have Gemini, which is about communication, learning, intellect, ideas. And like, this is really going to bring in like new paths, right? Like, so with that Gemini, like what new paths do we want to bring in? What do we want to shift when it comes to maybe communication? We're going to definitely, it's going to bring in new ideas, inspire new ideas about what we want to do, how we want to do them, who do we want to do them with. Okay. So lots of energy there. So let's go ahead and get started and tap in and get some more. Right, the rest, basically from now through July, a lot's going to be happening. I talked about June. So if you have not listen to the monthly June zodiac sign readings, I would highly recommend that. You can watch your sun sign, moon, rising, Venus, and North Node, depending, to help give you some more specific information for you. But there's going to be a lot happening. We're starting to embody things. We're really starting to it finally click, right? The transformation, the shifts in our lives, getting out of the stuckness, and finally taking action and responding in ways that are going to completely bring us into alignment, align with who we really are, which is going to change our external reality. And we have a climactic point beginning of July. I'm going to do a specific reading just on that, so I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I have been leading up to the climax in the readings basically since last year, the end of last year, about July being kind of the climax of the year, being a pivotal point of kind of closure of what we've been going through basically since, 2024 through 25 and the beginning half of 2026. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to pull first some of the Starseed Oracle. This is a collective reading again, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but I'm tapping into the collective conscious energy here to see what needs to be provided, and it's general information that's going to help the most people that are tuning in. We got Inner Earth. You'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. Yes. I feel a lot of people have been in this survival mode. A lot of people are going through a lot of major kind of hard difficulties, endings, major kind of death experiences as far as just inner deaths, which are kind of triggered by our external world. But we are finally at the point where we're getting out of survival mode into thriving. We're finding new solutions to this stuckness that we've been going through, and this June, July are starting these new beginnings. But once you get out of this mindset, really the survival is that if you're in survival mode, it is because you're stuck in the old identities. You're stuck in the old belief systems, and you're still going about your daily life doing the old things, the loop, staying stuck to jobs, relationships, relationship dynamics in general between friends, family. And we need to awaken and realize that we are not these things. We are awakening to realizing all of these things that aren't serving us, that are keeping us in survival mode. And we're now making drastic, radical changes to say, I'm not playing in this game anymore. I'm not like aligning to this old identity of I need to have this connection to feel safe, to feel love, to not feel alone, right? So a lot of that is happening. Major breakthroughs in that. Called Soul Gifts and Training. It's time to step up. Yep. This month, we have to step up. And we're going to be forced to a bit. We're going to be faced with things that are going to ask us to step up to the plate of who we are. Step up and really align with our gifts. we're being called to a higher reality now. We're being called to doing things that we were destined to do. And if we haven't done them yet, we're really needing to answer this now. And a lot of this has to do with why your soul is here, why it came down here. This is a major turning point for, especially everyone who's awakening, who came down to be a part of the awakening. If you're in that boat, which if you're watching this, you are, it's time. Like, we can't keep doing the same old things. So it's time for you to start, if you haven't really, done anything to really move towards what your soul is calling, whether it's just signing up for a free, masterclass online, whether it's, hey, I've always wanted to sign up for these classes, it's time to do it. Hey, I've been really yearning to do more of my creativity gifts or hobbies. Do it. It's time. Okay. And some, it's going to be a bigger calling. Like, I've already been doing that for years. How do I move to the next level? Maybe you're going to start selling, right? Your creative, whatever, offerings, creative products. I'm going to quit my old career and I'm going to really, align with the new career. Maybe it's getting out of an old career and applying for jobs in a new line of work. Maybe it's even moving to a different location, moving houses, moving states, moving countries. It can be from the smallest to the biggest, really. Star family, you're part of a team of souls. Call and support. Yes, we are awakening to the realization that we are a piece of this bigger cosmo, or cosm of the universe. And we are connected to beings that are not humans, that are not in this reality right now. And we are kind of teaming up, especially energetically, with them. But wherever you need help, wherever you want to expand, ask for help, ask for support, ask for what you need to move to the next level or move through something that you're going through. It's time to really see things more objectively as well. So it's not that we're calling for our team to be like, oh, why isn't this relationship working out? No, we're asking for our team to say, hey, this isn't aligning with me anymore. I'm surrendering and I'm asking whatever's in my highest good, for my highest and best good, on my highest timeline, please show me. And and you have to be willing to accept whatever the answer is. Because if it means you have to walk away and leave this relationship, this is the big calling. This is the big time to awaken. And we can't just hold on to the old because of the old identities, which include our fear-based belief systems, right? That's the old. All right, let's continue. So this to me is more the messages for you light workers out there, for you awakened ones, for you on this path, which is all of you. But let's get more detail around this new moon and just some of these astrological happenings. So look at the bigger picture here. This is just confirming what I just said. We have to be objective. We have to look higher. Luck is on your side. There's that Venus conjunct Jupiter. And this card wanted to really come out. Your commitment is being tested. Yes. So when it talks about your commitment, it's really your commitment to your true self, to your higher self, to the self that is you, not the self that is your identity, your personality, not the, it's not commitment to your marriage. It's not the commitment to your job. This is talking about your spiritual commitment, your soul's commitment to the reason it's here. And it's going to start to test you because the test is really, this whole I guess, again, identity, who you are, right? All of the things that you've added on to these layers that you said, well, this is me, my marriage is me, my children are me, my job is me, me needing to show up, be shown that I have it all together. I mean, that's part of your identity. This need to control everything. This need to maintain like peace within all my relationships. All of that really isn't you, that has been holding you back, is going to be tested. And really, it's not about holding on tighter. And that's the key. It's almost a lot of times when those things are tested, we tend to hold on a lot tighter. We tend to have a death grip of like, oh no. And that's because that is your fear-based belief saying, oh my God, what's going to happen if I don't have this? So it's the fear of who am I, or what does my life look like if I don't have these things? And it's just your fear calling. It's the fear calling. And let's go even deeper here with some more. What else do we need to know for the week focus? Okay. Stay focused on the moment, right? Stay present here. Don't get too far out. And that's been a key, like, advice and recommendation as we're going through all this. If you get too focused on the future or too focused on the past, it's going to create more struggle. You're going to get more in the survival mode. And that actually what feeds your fear, right? Because the future is unknown. And the people who tend to be too future focused tend to be too controlling. It's like control, because it's like you're trying to control this now moment and the next now moment to ensure what happens in the future is safe for you, is comfortable, doesn't create disease, right? Doesn't create conflict. And so that's that control aspect. When we're too much in the past, we also have the fear of recreating what we've already been through. And that also is a root in your fear. So focus on what you can focus on right here, right now. Wisdom. We are definitely getting out of this. There's this key difference between knowledge and wisdom. And we're moving out of the knowledge base, which our knowledge is based on what we've, our knowledge, it's kind of like, okay, what we learned in school, or what we learned that's basic to the matrix that we live in. Wisdom really comes from the soul. So wisdom is coming in, downloads are coming in, and we're starting to see things more from an energetic standpoint, looking at the bigger picture instead of being too in the details of the physical with the knowledge, right? And that we can say knowledge is based on evidence, knowledge is based on what the external world has told us or what it has proven to us. And then new beginnings, love it. Look, last card here, new beginnings. And we're in that window right now. And what's happening is if we can actually get out of our fear or actually move through the fear, right? We can't stop the fear. We can't control the fear, repress the fear. We have to be one with the fear. And it's when we're one with the fear, we can see things differently, and we learn wisdom from the fear, and we create a new relationship. And then that allows us to make decisions that our fear told us, oh my God, if you do this, XYZ is going to happen. But that's the only way we can allow the new beginning and allow us to go through the portal from the old to the new. So this is a week that's prime for luck. It's prime for new beginnings. It's prime for us being able to see things differently. And it's getting us out of survival mode. And then we have balance. And this, to me, this card always, it's about using the physical world, our emotions, our mental body, our voice, our communication, and also using our passions and our desires and our connection to our higher self, that we create harmony and balance in our lives. And there's a focus on that. And yes, of course, destiny, because we have that Uranus. What was that? Let me pull that up again. I think it's Uranus conjunct the lunar nodes. No, I already forgot. Uranus square the lunar nodes. Okay, there's a square there. So it could be a bit destabilizing, like I said, but this is fated. And it's only destabilizing because we're being course corrected here. And we're having to have the breakthroughs and learn the wisdom for us to shift and go down a new path or make some big decisions that's going to be more in line with where we need to go, the destiny. And positive movement forward, yes. So a lot of our fear is telling us that if we blow up the house, right, or burn down certain things in our lives, we're thinking out of the old mindset, out of the old human mind, the old matrix. And all of that, it's almost like all that's shifting now. So that's where it's sometimes hard, because we're still living the normal 3D life. But what we're not seeing is we've already shifted energetically. We've already shifted frequencies. So we're going to be more supported when we start doing these things. So if your greatest fear is, oh my God, I'm going to be alone, I'm not going to have money, I'm not going to have the stability, what's going to happen, I'm going to lose everything. I mean, that's the old fears speaking to you and gnawing at you and preventing you from making the changes or jumping into the unknown and trusting. And we're going to be proven, and we're going to see positive movement once we start making those, like the ship. It's like the ship is going off into the ocean, into the unknown. And it's like, what am I going to find? Am I going to hit a storm? But he's trusting, and the universe right now is the wind in its sails, right? The universe is taking you where you need to go and ultimately reaching a new destination. But what's exciting is the journey there. And life is just one destination after the other, right? It's never a full ending. And that's the new energy we're in as well, is we can't think of the old life of the old 3D of like, oh, I get married, I have kids, I live in this house for 50 years that my kids grew up in. Like, that's an old human template that forced people to, that kind of controlled people. That those types of people didn't, have high expectations. They weren't trying to create these magical, huge lives. They weren't trying to experience all these different things. They were fine just with that template, and they accepted it. And most people did accept that. And that is also the top percentage of people that are trying to control the rest of us, because they wanted us in that. Because those types also, okay, the exciting thing is buying buying the big house, maybe buying a better boat or a better car. And those were the things, and that makes money for others. So if they keep us in this loop, in this fenced in place of, okay, this is what you need to accept and be okay with, it also kept us unconscious. Prosperity begins. There's that Jupiter energy again. Awareness. Awakening, right? We're awakening. We're just continuing to evolve into new levels. And this week we're going to hit another new level of awareness and movement, choices, decisions. Isn't this interesting? So we have kind of destiny and awareness that are tied, and then we have these two movement cards. So there's definitely movement that's going to start showing up next week. You might have to make some decisions about some sort of movement or some sort of direction you're going in. But this is tied to the physical here. Money here is showing, right? And like, so there's definitely something here for the week coming up around movement, making some sort of choices or decisions on where do you want to go, something you want to do here. But it is kind of tied to destiny and fate and bringing more harmony and balance into your life. And this is going to open up a new opportunity for you. This is an opportunity here. I'm just going to get one more about kind of what's this movement about. Passion. Yeah, you definitely are going to feel this calling in your soul, that this is something you need to do or go towards. So this is the Ace of Wands. We have the Ace of Pentacles. So this is coming from your soul. And you need to follow this. And I've been talking about this again for the last forever. It's time to follow your greatest passions, your greatest joy, your greatest bliss, and not question it. And don't let your fear talk you out of, well, you can't do that because of XYZ. Oh, you can't do that because you don't have the money. You can't do that because it's just not safe. And what are others going to think of you? Or maybe your relationship doesn't want you to do that. Well, if your relationship is going against what your soul needs to do, that's also another sign, right? That this relationship isn't supportive of your growth and expansion. So there's a lot there. So it's gonna appear differently for all of you. But I think I'm gonna leave it there. Was a lot of information, a lot of cards, but I think that was helpful to give us a perspective about next week's kind of astrological events and how they're going to play out in the physical world, in your life, personal life, and in the collective kind of stage. So interesting stuff. This is all very positive. So looking forward to it. Thanks for joining in. As usual, please like and subscribe before you go. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.